I remember having a conversation with my daughter 25 years ago about whether or not I should start Payworks. And I know her attitude was, if you think it's a great opportunity, Mom, go for it. And I remember saying to her, there is no plan B.
Phoned her up and said, I'd like to talk to you about payroll. Would you meet with me?
I'd actually said to my girlfriend, I'm having lunch with Dave Johnston. I've never met him before. I said, we're meeting at Pasquale's. If you get an SOS call from me, text from me, just call me and get me out of this lunch. I never had to do that.
We met, we just talked about payroll and the payroll business and the benefits business. All of a sudden, John and Barb had a number of discussions, and so the three of us sat down and sort of tried to decide what the next move forward was going to be.
I'd always had a lot of faith and trust in her ability, and so it was pretty easy to convince me to be a part of it.
And between John Lavin, Dave Johnston, and myself, we decided that if I could put together the right business plan with a compelling enough value proposition and come up with the right secret sauce, I thought we could have a business.
So Barb started in a little corner office herself, and then slowly brought people on, and it started to grow, and all of a sudden they were taking over the second floor of our back addition, and it was turning into a real company.
I remember my first sale. I took, at the time, what they called a laptop computer, but it weighed about 50 pounds, opened it up on the desk of a CFO of a financial institution and went through my demo. And when I was finished, she looked at me and she said, Barb, there are some really interesting things in this product. I think you've got something here.
It's an inspiring story. It's an inspiring story for many reasons, right? It's someone like Barb who decided, look, I'm going to deliver a product and a service that no one else is delivering.
Early on, it was all hands on deck getting things done. I was the developer, I was the customer support department as well. So it did all the jobs all at once, which was super fun.
You never knew what the day was going to bring, right? It was, phone was ringing, or you went through a stack of faxes that came in, seeing what we needed. We wore a lot of hats, got the job done, and had a blast doing it.
It was funny because I was interviewed in a mall because it was so small. But then when I first started, I was asked to go straight to a client. It was my first day, straight to the client site.
I was so excited. At the same time, I was scared because it was brand new. I was willing to take that leap of faith. I knew that there was just something about this that was just meant to be.
There was definitely something different about how Payworks was deploying the technology, and their customer service model was fundamentally different than everybody else in the market.
We were at the Johnston Group. We were there for about 5 years. And then we took space at 850 Pembina Highway, 16,000 square feet. I thought, there's no way we're going to ever outgrow this space. We were there for 7 years and outgrew the space, and then moved over to 1565 Wilson Place. It was 48,000 square feet, and we bought that building. And I think I lovingly said to people, just sprinkle my ashes on the boulevard because we'll never have to think about moving again. And in fact, we were there for 11 or 12 years, and then built this building. So a few moves along the way.
So we've grown, since I started, at least 300% in terms of staff, probably closing in on almost 400%. But with that always comes, the challenges of making sure that we have the right people in the right roles, that people are trained, they feel good about what they're doing, and all those things, because at times it can go pretty fast.
You don't know the Josie story? No. Okay.
Can I reveal who Josie is?
Josie's still with us today.
Josie is Barb's second name, incognito name.
But there were times when the phones would get very busy, and I'd hop on the phone to help. So I would answer the phone, but I didn't want to answer the phone as Barb, because then they would phone the owner. They go, all the time. So I would say I was Josie.
If there's a mistake, Josie did it.
I think that's the culture here. You get to know people. It's absolutely being there for the customers and delivering, I think, an amazing service and product to our customers.
We try to have fun. I'd say some of our culture thrives on food. So we partake in a fair bit of food. We've done wellness weeks. We try to have, summer sort of barbecues, food trucks.
If you want to be a successful organization, need to feel safe that they can get out of bed and bring all the skills and talents and passions that they have.
We've also grown the regional presence, and we've actually upgraded our spaces in the last 5 years or 6 years in most locations.
President's Circle is meant to give anyone in the organization an opportunity to, go on a cool trip and mingle with your colleagues and see another part of the world. The main premise of it, though, is to know that doing great work matters, and we want people to feel genuinely recognized for that.
We usually try to dress in theme of the destination.
I've seen, JP and Barb dress up as, grapes and Dolly Parton and other things like that. We enjoy doing it because it's meant to be sort of a celebration of people's, the strong year that Payworks has had, the celebration of what people have done.
I was one of the ones that was actually selected by the president and I guess the VPs to kind of have me go to the club in Ireland. So it was great, like a big top-up. Ireland's a really nice country, right? So yeah, and I was excited, needless to say, and everybody else were as well. So it was awesome.
Winnipeg has very few head offices that are here making decisions that support what's happening in our community. And I've always believed that high tides raise all boats. And so the stronger we make the community around us, the more that our folks will benefit from the strength of that community.
I love hearing about how employees are doing pay it forward and volunteer times that aren't even like company sponsored, right? It's through, community organization that I'm really passionate about.
We basically sponsor almost every single charitable event here in Manitoba. We also support whatever initiatives our employees want to support. This year, we actually announced that we were matching employee donations. So if an employee wants to do a donation to a charity of their choice, they bring that forward, we'll match it up to a maximum amount.
Payworks believes that it is important to invest in the places where our employees live, work, and raise their families. If you look at the way that we give back, whether it's through employee time donations, so volunteer hours, or the over $2 million that we donated to communities every year, it's a twofer. It's good, it feels good, but it's also good for the business.
It's built on a solid foundation, and that's what I find to be the most impressive piece to it. It's not a flash in the pan. It's just steady growth and controlled growth, and that's what keeps our customers happy.
To have a really successful, strong female leader as a role model, that is really important. I love that.
Having a woman entrepreneur and watching a business grow from the ground up, I can't take that back. Like, that's just precious. And because of Barb and because of the team that she's hired, she'll be forever in my heart, forever.
Barb is seriously one of the two best business operators that I've ever seen in my life. Both are women, which is interesting, but she just has this understanding of the business from top to bottom, the people, the operations. She's an amazing business operator. So the growth wasn't a surprise.
Being mentored by your mother, who is such a force, and getting to learn from her by watching, it's an amazing opportunity, and I'm so, so grateful for it. I would not be the leader that I am today without being able to watch and learn from her. She's amazing. I'm not the only offspring of an owner. We call it the extended family involved in the business, and I think that we all are taking something from it personally and professionally. And just really proud of what's being built here.
I know my dad, as a business owner, would be incredibly proud of the things that I've accomplished and we've accomplished. But my entire family, my brother, my sister, wonderfully supportive. My husband, of course, and Jacqueline works in the business now, and My proudest moments are as Nana, as mom, you know, and as wife. I think you're always acutely aware and always making sure that the culture, the DNA of the organization is able to grow with the company.
Amplify started out as a cool name for our project in terms of amplifying the Payworks product.
That's almost starting to be a bit of a game to how many times we can use amplify. What I love now is that we're putting this name on it and that we're saying, hey, we're gonna take this strong foundation and we're gonna be really crisp on what we're gonna do, and we're really gonna further and we're gonna go all in.
Yes, there's going to be some pain and some growth and some, you know, cracks and aches along the way, but, you know, if we can get through it, it's going to be transformational for us, and it has been.
I hope Payworks 10, 15, 20 years from now continues to grow, continues to be very relevant, to be innovative, to be exciting, to be challenging its people.
My message to the Payworks team is, you know, you really are Team Canada. And what an incredible time for you to kind of seize this moment and just amplify our presence from Newfoundland to Victoria.
There's no better time to be a part of Payworks than today. And so I would say thank you to the people that have been along for the ride for 25 years. Like, look at what we built. It's so freaking cool. But also to the people who, you know, have just joined us. Like, this is such a cool time in the company's history.
I hope that employees feel like there is an opportunity to be creative, to contribute, to care for their colleagues, and a place of belonging.